Welcome back to Cultural Anthropology. I'm David Leitner. I'm your instructor. I wanted to take a quick couple of minutes here to demonstrate sort of how I expect you to go through the material in the course. So, as an example, I'll go to the modules. I'm going to leave student view for now, just to make things easier. All right. Now, here's chapter 1. If you want to start chapter 1, you just go to, not this is just text header, you go to chapter 1 introduction. And the first thing you'll see is a quick introduction, a list of the learning objectives, and a quick list of the things you're going to do, mostly like assignments, videos, that sorts of thing. The next page is always going to be an outline, again with some learning objectives listed. This is an outline of the chapter. I recommend looking over this before you read the chapter so you have some idea what the chapter contains. The next is a list of key definitions, key terms. So, these are good to memorize for the tests. Then you have your reading assignments. The reading assignments are usually going to be a chapter in the Welsh and Vivanco textbook, along with 2 or 3 shorter articles that are PDFs that I provide you. Ignore the sample essay questions right now. We're not doing essay questions this semester. But one way you could use them is to sort of just test yourself. Like, could I answer this if I had to? Finally, you've got the chapter summary. I recommend reading this after you read the Welsh and Vivanco chapter to kind of refresh your memory about what it was about. It might help clarify some things. It might mark some areas where you need to go back and reread. That's something I highly recommend. Then you will have a space for video lectures. I haven't uploaded them here yet, but you will see the videos embedded on this page. I tried to keep them short, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. I have to admit I'm not always that disciplined, so I apologize. But you will find them there. So that way you don't have to set aside a whole hour to watch them. You can kind of watch them as you have time. Any PowerPoints I've used in the lectures will generally be in here, as well as the Welsh and Vivanco PowerPoints, which pretty much just mirror what Welsh and Vivanco say in the textbook. And then I will have some optional videos. This time it's actually all about what anthropology is. What do people do with anthropology? I really encourage you to look at these. They may sort of imply some jobs that you'd never thought about. So if you're still wondering what you want to be or wondering how you might apply anthropology to what you do want to do, take a look at these. They're very short and very interesting. So finally, there's some web resources if you want to dig a little bit deeper. And finally, the graded portion. You've got graded discussion. This is the same for pretty much every discussion. Choose one of the additional readings and do the following. Briefly describe what the reading is about. Who do you think the authors are writing for? What terms and concepts from the chapter this week in Welsh and Vivanco do you think apply to this reading? I mean, I didn't choose them at random. I chose them with some ideas in mind. Be specific. Explain how it's relevant. Don't just go, oh, I think it's relevant to this. Tell me why you think it's relevant. And tell your classmates, because this is a class discussion. And finally, do one of the following. So you have to do all 3 of those, and then choose one of these to do. You could either connect terms from other chapters that you think are relevant to this article, just as long as you describe why that is. And let's see, you could also make a comparison to other readings that we've done, or even readings you've done elsewhere. Just remember to describe why it's relevant and what it's about and everything. And finally, maybe it strikes a chord with you, but reminds you of something that you've experienced or something that you've seen in the news or a controversial topic. Tell us how this article applies to that, and tell us also the ways maybe it doesn't apply, because it works in both directions. So, most important thing with discussions, the place people always lose big points. You have to, after you have submitted yours, read your classmates' submissions and then comment on them. You need to comment on at least 2 classmates' submissions in order to get full credit for the discussion. Discussions worth 5 points. 3 points have to do with your submission, and 2 points have to do with, 1, 2 comments to your classmates. So make sure you do that. Finally, you've got the practice quiz. These are, again, you can take them as many times as you like. They are timed to give you a sort of sense of how long you might have to actually look up the answers and so forth. But these are a good guide to the tests. Well, that's kind of the way I want you to do it. Now, you can do the reading versus watching the lecture in any order you want. You can read. I recommend reading the chapter before anything else, but you don't have to. The discussions are always due on Saturday nights, so you have the full week to sort of get the work done and get ready for it. So, yeah, that's it. I can't think of anything else to tell you about right now. I'm sure if it comes up, we'll deal with it. But until then, have a great semester. Good luck to everyone, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.